Thanks for watching Bruins 360. I'm Johnny Gamet. It was the last week of basketball for both our men's and women's teams as they competed in the NCCAA South Regional Playoffs. Let's take a look at what happened. On Thursday night, the men battled Columbia International University, and this game went all the way down to the wire as the Bruins had a comfortable lead, but the Rams came storming back, and the Bruins were able to hold on for the victory 97-93 in overtime behind Kyle Turner's 23 points and 10 rebounds. But on Friday night, the Bruins were looking for the upset against Emmanuel College, but it wasn't meant to be as Emmanuel won the game 92-71. On Thursday night, the women competed against Columbia International University and fell behind early, but the Bruins were able to rally their way back to win 63-55 as Maggie Ford took over in overtime to send the Bruins to the regional championship game on Friday night. But the team wasn't able to defeat Southern Wesleyan University. They fell 70-60 to finish second in the South region. We caught up with Kyle Turner earlier this week. He's the captain of the men's basketball team to discuss this season and what's coming up for the Bruins next year. He's our double alt Bruin of the week.
For all your legal needs, call Brian Ramey and Associates, 864-295-0000.
All right, I'm here with Kyle Turner, the men's basketball team, the captain of the Bruins basketball team, and the only member of the men's basketball team in the 1,000-point club. Kyle, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
Let's talk a little bit about this last season. You know, it's been a growing year for you guys. You guys had a year of kind of ups and downs with a younger team, 8 freshmen on the team this year. So let's go back to the beginning of the season. You know, we ended the season last year on a little bit of a disappointing note. Yeah. So just take me through the off season last year, and particularly as you were named captain with Ray, how you guys mentally prepared yourselves to lead this team.
Yeah, well, just kind of as the summer went on, it became pretty obvious what kind of season it was going to be. I mean, it became apparent it was going to be a rebuilding year, especially Kursk came out with an injury in the summer, and so I knew what to expect. And once I heard I was captain, I kind of had to adjust my mindset because I knew there was a possibility of that happening because we weren't going to have many guys coming back, and so I just kind of had to get ready for that because it wasn't that same way the year before. We had a good team, and so I had to you hope to build every year, and we kind of had to start over. So that was the main thing, just kind of doing that, and I'm not sure that I ever expected when I got here to ever be captain. So I just kind of had to learn about that the whole year. It was just a learning process, getting used to that responsibility.
What were some of the things that you did to, you mentioned preparing yourself to be a captain, but also on the court, you had a new role, whereas you didn't have a brunt of the offensive production in recent years, and now a lot of the offense was going to start going through you. So how did you prepare yourself?
Just for like the responsibilities as captain, the best way to learn, it's an on-the-job training thing. You learn from your mistakes the most. So when I'm doing things, I might just kind of slip up and may not treat someone the right way, and you just have to keep learning from that. You try and talk to the coaches because they're a lot older than I am. They have experience with this. Just lean on Ray, who's also captain. Honestly, just lean on all the other guys too. Just because they're not captains doesn't mean they don't have input and don't have good things to say. So just to learn that, and then as the year, just as far as playing, I wasn't used to that role. Obviously, I'd always been kind of someone who played off of other guys, and so. I have pretty good knowledge of the game, though, so I liked my chances to just kind of adjust to that. I like passing anyway, so I felt like I knew how to get everyone involved in a way, but that was still a learning process because there was a time in the season where I went through some struggles a lot with my game. I had some of the worst games I've ever had in my career, and it was just kind of a battle to figure out what my place was in the offense and just how to fit that in with everyone else, how I could find my shots, but also find everyone else their shots. And I think kind of after the end of the first semester is when we really found that. And when Dustin kind of got back from his injury, everything on offense really clicked a lot better.
You had to step up as a captain and really lead the guys, especially through that point of the season where we had that 12-game losing streak. What were some of the things that you and Ray and the coaching staff were saying again, we had 8 freshmen, a lot of young guys on the team, not a ton of upperclassmen, only 1 senior. So during that stretch, 12 straight losses, what are you saying to the guys?
You just had to try and keep it fun again. You had to remind the guys why they like playing this and why they love playing basketball. Because I mean, it was easy for me and Ray. I'm sure we weren't always the most happy guys during that streak. I'm sure both of us had our days where we honestly, it was tough to come to practice a lot. And so I think for me, I kind of want to just get everyone back, just kind of loose again, having everyone remember that they love playing. We love all these guys. And so that was mainly it. And once we finally got that win and got that monkey off our back, I think it was a lot different, and everyone practice was better. So,
as you closed out the season, we hit a historic moment for you personally, as you hit the 1,000 points for your career. Did it kind of anticlimactically with a free throw rather than a dunk or something like that. But so just take me through that. You know, when you made that basket, realizing you were the first Bruin to ever do it.
Well, I don't think at the time I was more focused on the game. I wasn't really thinking about the 1,000 points. I wouldn't even have known about it. Somebody told me about it, I think right after the previous game. So I kind of knew about it, but we were in a really close game at the time. So I wasn't really thinking oh, I got my thousands. I was just thinking about how we can keep playing. I mean, I had a feeling I was going to get it because I came out hot in the game, so I was feeling good. But the moment, I didn't really do much. I mean, we were on the road, obviously, so I was kind of glad that we didn't have to stop play, because I've always found that kind of awkward. But
you prefer to push the spotlight off on
better.
somebody else. You guys closed out the season really strong. Got to the regional tournament, got your first postseason win, which is huge for the program. But as we end the season, conclude the season, as a captain, as you look back on this team, what's one thing that you're really going to remember about this club?
Just how much they grew throughout the year, probably more than any other team. We were just, as we were scouting for regionals and stuff and going through old tape, we played Emmanuel a couple times first semester, and we honestly got embarrassed the first time we played them. And just to see that team on film, and then to see the team that I was with then, it was basically a completely different team. And so I think that's where I'm most proud. I'm just proud of how the guys grew and how they kept going at it, and I'm just proud of how hard working they are. And so that's what has me more excited about next year than anything, just knowing that I know these guys are they know where they need to be now. We've seen top flight competition, and they know how hard they have to work to get there.
All right, it's going to be an interesting offseason, exciting year next year. Kyle Turner, the men's basketball team.
Thank you.
Remember to check out bjubruins.com for all your latest information on your BJU Bruin teams. Remember, the spring seasons are in full swing for a lot of our teams, our golf team and our soccer teams, so be sure to check out the website for that. Coming up next week on Bruins 360, we'll count down the top 5 plays of the basketball season, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. Remember to download the app at the Google Store or the App Store. I'm Johnny Gamut. Thanks for watching Bruins 360.